promise I'm gonna pay my rent. You see me? That's what I'm working towards.
No, I gave you a first notice. I gave you time to pay it. We gave you a second notice. I gave you time to pay it. 6 months now. You've even gotten a third notice. I'm done. You need to take your stuff and get out and don't come back.
Brittany, please, please. All right, I'm gonna bring my rent. Brittany, please.
Hey, good news. Yeah. I say nothing is too hard. Nothing is too hard. This work can testify. After 400 years in slavery, God brought them, hey, to the promised land.
That's so.
Hey, Liberia can testify. Yeah. After 14 years, ooh, I say nothing is too hard. Yeah. For God, I say nothing is too hard. Yeah, nothing is too hard. Ooh, for Jehovah, you know nothing is too hard. Mama, Jehovah, we steady to hold on, 'cause we shed tears too long. We need to call on. Hey, though impossible can be possible if you make yourself available. So I say nothing is too hard for you. I say nothing is too hard. Yeah, it's too hard. Hallelujah.
Are you serious?
Hey,
My God. Yeah, come on.
Daddy, you the God of mine. Yeah, ooh, hey, oh, hey, nothing. Daddy, yeah, nothing is too hard. Nothing is too hard. Nothing is too hard. Hey, nothing is too hard. Oh, yeah, nothing. Nothing is too hard. Nothing is too hard. Oh, I said nothing is too hard. Nothing is too hard. You may be going through stagnation. You may be homeless. No food on your table. You may lose your job. Starvation is your portion. I want you to know that God will provide for you. You will get your daily bread. God.
You're not coming back in here.
I promise I'm gonna pay my rent. You see me? That's what I'm working towards.
No, I gave you a first notice. I gave you time to pay it. We gave you a second notice. I gave you time to pay it. 6 months now. You've even gotten a third notice. I'm done. You need to take your stuff and get out and don't come back.
Brittany, please, please. All right, I'm gonna bring my rent. Brittany, please.
Hey, good news. Yeah. I say nothing is too hard. Nothing is too hard. This work can testify. After 400 years Jehovah, you know nothing is too hard. Mama, Jehovah, if you make yourself available, so I say nothing is too hard for you. I say nothing is too hard. Yeah, it's too hard. Hallelujah. Are you serious? Hey.
My God. Yeah, come here.
Daddy, you the God of mine. Yeah, ooh, hey, oh, hi, nothing. Daddy, yeah, nothing is too hard. Nothing is too hard. Nothing is too hard. Hey, nothing is too hard. Oh, yeah, nothing. Nothing.
Taylor. Madam Vice President, good evening. Welcome to the Bong Media.
Good evening. Happy New Year.
Okay.
I think where we going now.
It's happy to see you in the county. Just tell us why are you in Bon County? Though this is your county, but I know that you got a lot of
I don't need
activities in the
anyone
county.
here. The thing is, I'm a citizen of this county, but I'm not vice president for Bon.
Okay.
I'm vice president for the entire country. So I can't always be here, though I love being here. So whenever I get a call, I try to come, but there's a lot of work to do across the country. Over the last 4 or 5 months, we've gone to Grand GDF, Nimba, Cape Mount, Bomi, Mangibi. So I've been going across the country like I should be doing to assess the work that the president has been doing across the country. In the next few weeks, when the legislature returns, we'll go to the southeast. So Bon County has its own leadership under the able leadership of the superintendent and the legislative caucus. So I want to allow them to do some of their own work. Now, you know, I can't somewhere it can be. Everyone can feel intimidated. So I live in Bon County small, but my heart is still here, and I will continue to work here.
So, Madam Vice President, follow your assessment across the country about the workings of the government. What can you tell Liberians about the workings of the CDC government?
That the president has, for the last 5 years, done a lot of amazing things. A few days ago, he was in Bapolu, in fact, yesterday, dedicating a first-class hospital. There's no equipment in any hospital in the world that is not there. Yes, you didn't see the pictures? You need to do the research now because they think the press also be doing research on what's going on. There are road projects being done from Ganta to Zwedu, a road project from Medina to Robertsport. There are schools being built, scholarships being given. There are a lot of things going on. The president is interested in building this country, and that is what he has been involved with.
Now, you actually visited the Messenger of Peace coming Bonk. The key word is peace. I mean, very shortly we're going to enter into 2023. So what's your message to Liberians?
Well, my message is patriotism first. Anything you love, you protect. You ensure that it is secured. You ensure that it grows. You ensure that it develops. But if you love something, that's what you do. And I think that will be the example we set as you guys in the media look at people's activities. Some people have decided that they will be destroyers, they will make noise, they will make other people look bad. Then you know who's interested in growth and development of our country. In the end, this is the only country we have. During the war, many people went to plenty places. Oh, we all have to come back. Because first thing they will say, the Liberian people spoil their country. So let's build this country. I want to speak to the opposition. You are a Liberian. What it requires is that whatever support you get, come and help us build. That is where your example would be, not just in book talk. I was in opposition in the leadership of Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. I raised the highest amount of money for Bond County, only next to Monserrate. So I didn't sit in my seat and say, oh, let's spoil Ellen Sirleaf government. No, I worked. We did all kinds of different things here. Today, there's a university here, even though we're having challenges there, but things were done. And so I want to call upon all of us. We are Liberians. If you have friends in the diaspora, there are hospitals, they don't have drugs. It's government to provide drugs for all the hospitals. It's not possible. So all of us have to come together and work. So come join us in the team.
Okay, finally, what's your message? The just NSA.
Well, I want to go to work. I'm in conversation with Anthony Gabriel, the son of the borough of Nikuta, a crew by trap. Welcome to this interview, Anthony Gabriel.
Yeah.
So what do you make of the state of affairs, how Joria is running the country?
No, my name is Anthony Gabriel. I live for 2008, I live for Nikuta for my district. Nana, my answer the fact. It come correct number one. Post office here, no school fee. The West Hand shoe, all I want there. Look at Bona Carlos shoe. It's getting harder. No money to eat post 300 for land for yesterday. So I got to the A. Right now, Java comment is correct. 2023 what coming? In a Baramba, I want to keep Java out for 2023. In a Baramba, coming Baramba 2023. In my Jose, I want to keep Java out. I want to keep Desmo out. In my Jose, keep Java out.
You say you want to keep Joria out?
I see, I tell you, bullshit nonsense. I could go for Grand Club for Southern citizen. I want to keep Java out. I want to keep Desmo out.
So why you
2023
you sounding dead?
2023 carry I want to both those sort out Desmo. You do shit, that fucking Desmo. I want to keep Desmo there out. I tell you, bullshit nonsense. I want to know Desmo. I want to see no in my face, no monkey.
You say you want to see no citizen?
I want to see no citizen. I want to see that.
Java fail you.
Java fail. Java can lie. He correct. He can see. He can lie. Also therapy. He break up a no book.
So what you make of the war crackle issue?
The war crackle don't do it. Get it. BYJ. John Bode. Tilo never go to hell. John we are inside war crackle. Java settle. A settle for the hell too. It do other wicked damn fucking damn court here. I thought I see Java no more affair.
Thank you. What's your name again?
Anthony Mr. Jube on KSU in Tambo.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, welcome to India TV. This hour. We are here around claim that the country was is Liberia safe now for you.
That's a good question. The country is still safe. But live in a country that's not safe because it's their country. People live in America. America has one of the worst rates in the world. So people are still there. So I'm here because it is my home. And I'm happy.
Okay, my name is Mike. I want to know, what next for you? Are you going to put your foot in the senatorial race or
hands, my feet, my body. We've all been in the race before we came. And not only that, it's
you are coming to the U.S. You suck the ambassador. I don't want to go another one like you and say, Nadim will tell you, you're who they're more to talk. You're talking. Nadim will tell you that you're coming to the U.S. You're not supposed to sack the ambassador and you go back. Nadim will tell you, no, I will not tell you. No, Nadim will tell you. Nadim will tell you that you're not supposed to tell the foreign minister girlfriend and private to the permanent bishop, knowing that you're not Thomas Lee. No, Nadim will tell you. I will not tell you. No, Nadim will tell you. Nadim will tell you that using language says to know nothing about diplomacy.
Okay. But
get your no
This-
negative
this-
talking point
this
about
last
Liberty
thing-
Party.
This last thing,
Mhm.
this,
Then we have to go.
I have
We have
this
to go.
last thing,
We have to go.
Senator.
Don't
Yeah, we coming to go.
Many people are very concerned, and I'm also concerned.
Yeah.
They are apprehensive that Senator Darius Dillon calls himself the light. He projects himself as being far better than some other people, not in the term they're presenting it now. But you set a high moral standard and people judge you by that standard. But you serve on the same committee with an individual who is designated by the U.S. Department of Treasury. And you serve under him as he serves as the chairman of the Judiciary Committee.
Right.
And you are serving on that committee. And by the instruction given in that particular report from the U.S. Department of Treasury, that anyone who does business with the individual that is being designated stands the risk of being designated. How do you feel being the character you profess to be and sharing the same committee with an individual that is labeled an international criminal?
True. So I should resign from the Senate. Because resigning from one committee and he on several other committees on which I am, I either withdraw from all those committees, and then the next question will be, why are you in the Senate with Senator Vani Sharma? Then I need to resign from the Senate because Vani Sharma is there. The people of Cape Mount will answer that question. The people of Magibi will answer whether they want put McGill in the Senate and then start asking why corruption in the Senate. Just how the people of Nimad knowingly put Prince Johnson in the Senate and then asking for Walker Court. Asking Prince Johnson to vote for Walker Court. Just how the people of Grand Jida knowingly put George Bullitt in the House of Representatives and giving him a petition to establish Walker Court. Where have you seen referee giving himself a red card?
Okay, let's stop it. Let's stop
So
it.
that thing about Vani Sharma is upon the people of Cape Mount. We have asked Vani Sharma to step down. I met him as chairman on the Judiciary Committee when I became senator. He was there, and he was voted by majority. Since the majority does not have the courage to ask him to step down, the same way we push Prince Johnson, for some reason Prince Johnson stepped down. Vani Sharma says he's a lawyer, which he is. He's challenging the U.S. government on his sanction stuff. The people of Cape Mount will answer that, because if I made one move to resign from the Judiciary Committee because Vani Sharma is chairman, you will be asking me to resign from all other committees that he's on. I will be depriving the people proper representation. And then the next thing, oh, but you resign. It means nothing. The man stay in the Senate, you stay a colleague, then resign from the Senate. Is that what you want? The people of Cape Mount will answer it, just how the people of Magibi and Riverside will answer whether they want sanctioned people added in the legislature from Magibi and Riverside County.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Today, so
okay, distinguished members of the press, members of the joint security, officials of the joint security, our invitation to you basically is to inform you or to brief you on a huge achievement we've made as a joint security. And so the Inspector General of Police, Honorable Patrick Sulu, will present this press conference. We will be displaying to you something that we have unearthed as a result of our intelligence. And so, on this note, I would like to present to you the Inspector General of Police, Honorable Patrick Sulu, to make this presentation on this press conference. Honorable Sulu, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. I would like to welcome all of you here to this press briefing. Sit down on my right. We have the head of the Arms Commission, and we have 102 by me, we have Sakor, we have the Deputy Minister from Information, and we have Prince Oliver, he is for CRD, CRU Interpol Affairs,
he's the Deputy Inspector General of Police. We call this press briefing to acquaint you with development as it relates to the security of the state. Before I go into the nitty-gritty of the actual purpose for which we are here, I would like to bring to your attention that we have charged 9 persons to court on yesterday, and their charges range from property theft, forgery, economic sabotage, criminal conspiracy, criminal facilitation, and robbery. These 9 persons, some of whom are employees of the FDA, some are business people, and we have one former police officer who is also involved. These people will go in the bushes, fell the trees, cut the logs, and use a bogus document in order to evade taxes, and we use those documents to ship the container all of Liberia with logs. So we have unearthed those, some of those who are involved in the syndicate, and those who charge the court are Benjamin Lee. He's a Korean national. Dauda Sese is a former police officer. Isaac Reedy, Peter Bade, Daniel Tue, Prince Kwesi Wallace, Vani Marshall, Edwin K. Jala, Oscar is charged in extension because we could not get it, so Oscar was charged in extension. We did not get the full name, only according to the Oscar. So those are people who are cheating and defrauding the government and the people of Liberia. We also like to bring to your attention of a very huge breakthrough that did occur on yesterday as it relates to the confiscation of some cash arms. The arms are confiscated in the free port of Monrovia. We have gathered intelligence from various sources, and our intelligence led us to the free port of Monrovia. The intelligence was so huge, and the security apparatus, and all of whom are concerned with security, was so agile and were really on top of the game. We got to the free port. The Small Arms Commission was of, not Small Arms, the Arms Commission was of great help to this process. The Custom was also a help to the process, NSA, police, the LSP, the Seaport police. We all went as a joint security, and we had our intel on this container. We went to the free port, opened up this container. The first few boxes that was such, we discovered some heavy weapons. We talk about military weapons in those boxes. So as we speak, the container is sealed up. We are going to further inspect the entire container. When we got the information, we stopped the process of searching the entire container because it's already in our possession, because we did not want information to flow, because we were doing everything humanly possible to ensure that we arrest those corporates involved. So our intelligence also led us to one of Barbara Deba, who lived on the old road. She is in contact with the guy who sent these material on board container. We managed to apprehend her, and we also apprehended one Melvina M. Pine. She is the broker for this particular company, and from our investigation, we gather substantive information that led us as far as the Broadway community, Chifo community. When in the Broadway community, last night was late, so we called on a house that was identified to be for one Benjamin, for Bob Benjamin Baker. Bob Benjamin Baker. He is the one who's sending these military weapons to Liberia. He lived in the United States of America. As we all know, he's working for American Airlines, and he also lived in Texas. When his residence was lit, so we called on the area and we prayed for such a seizure warrant this morning. We got the warrant and executed the warrant, and during our search, we were able to discover some more cache of arms and ammunition in the ceiling of the house. We also arrested one Ezekiel Tama, who was also caught in the ceiling, hiding in the ceiling. We went, cut on the area, searched the area, and got the arms. All the arms we got all of the house today was Cremont 6.5 by 55 millimeter assault rifle. We got AR-10 7.62 millimeter assault rifle. Winchester Mollet 1894 break action double barrel, and we have Newman. We have Newman 5.56 assault rifle, and we had assorted ammunitions. Then for the arms that were confiscated from the container, we have one Omega 15, 5 by 56 by 45 millimeter. We have Rock River LR 15, 5 by 56 by 45 millimeter. And we have M10 762, 7.62 by 39 millimeter. Then we have GP watch 10 by 63, 7.62 by 39 millimeter. We have Ruger American rifle. One, we have Winchester, we have Millsburg, Saber, Eagle, Star Revolver, and Heritage Revolver. All of these arms are presently in the possession of the Liberia National Police. We also like to inform you, member of the press, that after this press conference, we will avail to you those weapons to actually get a glance at those weapons. Those are all high-power military weapons. And we arrested assorted ammunitions. Some of those ammunitions that were confiscated, we did not see the firearm to match those ammunition. So we'll have them one side. Probably they are still in country or they were expected to come in country. We are still investigating. We have a lot of ammunition that do not have the guns that were confiscated to match. So we also have at the headquarters the lady in whose name is Baxter Scheme. Tiba, the Tiba lady who have the Barbara Teba, who have also Melvina, who is a broker, and we have Tamar, who was caught in the Ate Harding while we went to do our search and seizure. Before I close, I would like to extend a special thanks to the Joint Security of the Republic of Liberia, and would like to assure the public that the Liberia National Police, along with the Joint Security, are doing everything in its power to ensure that our people be very much safe. We are doing everything toward 10 election, general and presidential election, that the act of violence will be at the minimum. We will do everything to ensure that people do not engage in violence. We will also ensure the safety of the state. As you can see from the catch of arms that was arrested, it tells you that the Joint Security is on this game, and we are doing everything humanly possible to ensure that Liberia is safe. I don't think any Liberian here will ever wish to go back to the dark days. And those who are bringing the arms in Liberia, we sure they are bringing it for a motive, and the investigation will unearth those motives that they have for which they brought the arms into the Republic of Liberia. I would like to thank the U.S. government for their support and intelligence and everything that they are doing, because it is because of their support we are strong and making these strides. And we also like to thank the custom, the LSP, and the Liberian people for cooperating with us, for being by us, because with all the Liberian support, we will not be in this position to serve you all. So we'd like to thank you for coming, and thank to everybody who is there. Thanks to the small arm. The small arm is really working. They are doing everything possible to ensure that we get rid of arms in Liberia. The Arms Commission is a commission that is being sanctioned by ECOWAS, and ECOWAS is supporting this commission so as to eradicate small arms from West Africa. So we'd like to thank you all for coming. If any question, we can take your questions.
So thank you so much, Inspector General. And so at this time, we will take a few questions from you. After these questions, we'll be drilling through our senior staff conference room, where you will have the opportunity of viewing these arms and ammunition that we've confiscated. You can stand where you are. You don't have to move. Stand where you are and ask questions relevant to the statement as delivered by our Inspector General. Please call your name and the institution you come from. Let's take you, sir.
Okay, good evening, Honorable Director. My name is Haji Masale. I report for school network. With the people you examine, when you have to question them and look at the motive behind the discovery of the crime?
Well, the investigation continues, as I said, but the main corporate that we are searching for is not in our orders. He lives in the United States of America, precisely he lives in Texas. So we are going to, the government is going to talk to the American government. They are our counterparts, talk to them, and the government will take it from there to see how the issue of it coming to Liberia, the extradition process will take place also. So the government is doing everything possible to ensure that it does not evade justice.
So let's take around the arc. Let's take Kwame, and then we'll go to Fabin. Yes.
Thank you, IG. I'm Kwame Opa Wicks from the Liberia News Agency. Recently, we heard one lawmaker and some members of the opposition saying that they were going to buy weapons, and we see them wearing bulletproof vests, militants, and all of that military style stuff. Is there any way, based on your current investigation, is there any way that members of that particular bloc are tied to your current investigation, sir?
Well, I would like to be frank with you. The only lead I will have for now is pointing towards the U.S. So those who made those regular statements, we have them on our radar. We are watching them, our Intel, the NSA, the LMP, Intel. We are working beyond the clock and to ensure that those who making those sweeping comment, those who making those comment against the Liberian population, we are working on them. We ensure that any move that they will want to make, they will be protected by the joint security. We are on top of our game, trust me.
Let's take Fabienne.
Yeah, my name is Fabienne Pia and I report for State Radio. My questions are in twofold. One has to do with the ladies being charged. Do we care to know the charges that the police are expected to charge them with? And secondly, we expect them to be forwarded to court. And probably the charges that you are going to reveal here in this press conference might end up being charges that are available under our law. And we are going towards election 2023. Just in case those charges are available, what do we expect from the Liberia National Police in this case?
Thank you very much. Personally, as I said, we have just commenced the investigation. The investigation started yesterday, and the discovery was made. We continue today. So the least of our worry is to charge people. We're looking for the real thing, the real motive behind the arms that were brought into our country. I mean, we already have these suspects, they will obviously be charged. So this is not what we really dwelling upon. Our investigation will lead us to why the weapon was sent there and who are those who are supposed to use those weapons.
Thank you. Let's take, I see, yes.
Thank you so much.
Please make sure your question is one so that we don't.
My name is Emmanuel to a report for Cool 91.9. Our director, in more recent time, Liberia do not have any record of extradition between America and that of Liberia. What assurance can you get Liberians on this issue?
Well, when you talk about extradition, we have the arm of government, which is the foreign ministry that is responsible to negotiate with any other country as it relates to extradition whatsoever. So when it comes to that, trust me, it will be handled. If he cannot be prosecuted in Liberia, he can be prosecuted in the U.S.
Thank you. Let's take this brother. Let's take you and then we'll come.
Thank you. My name is Elijah Pine and I report for Fortune Television. Do you care to tell us as to the amount of quantity, because you named a lot of different kinds of weapons and ammunition being arrested. Do you care to tell the amount, the total amount of those materials that they seized?
Well, the weapons that were confiscated are there for 15. But those 15 weapons, I can tell you, can destabilize this country. Because those are high velocity firing power weapons. You're talking about a weapon that using a 30 caliber round, 20 caliber rounds. Those are not joking weapons. We will train you through, and you go and see the weapon for yourself, and you judge.
Yes, let's take you.
Yeah, my name is Jefferson Weah, and I report for DTV Online. We have elections coming up in October, and this news is troubling. What measures are you being put in place so that we don't have the occurrence to secure our borders, like the seaport, the airport, and the land as well?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's a good question. Look, we are reassuring the Liberian people that their safety is our paramount concern. If we're not on top of our game and we were not doing what we ought to do, we wouldn't have arrested these people and confiscated this cash of arms. It tells you that the security of the state is strong. The few times ago we arrested $1 million worth of drugs, $100 million worth of drugs. It was the same security network that caused the confiscation of those drugs. So, I mean, we can assure our Liberian citizens, the population, those visiting our borders and whatsoever, that Liberia is safe. We are doing everything in the name of the joint security to ensure that the safety of the state to be our paramount concern.
Thank you. Let's take Trokan.
Yeah, thank you so much. My name is Trokan Flamay and I report for Spoon Network. Yeah, RG, you did say that, you know, you went at the port, search the container, and you pulled out some buses. Someone would say,
we have the container with us. So what we do, shut the container down, go after those who are involved before they sneak all of our borders. So we shut the container down, we went after people, we arrested them, and we did have a lead that took us to a building that we searched, and we confiscated additional arms from those buildings. So what we're going to do tomorrow, we're going to tear down the entire container bit by bit. The content of the container will be searched. Every bus or everything that can open will be open on that container.
Thank you. So let's take you, and I hope that we can reduce the questions because we still have a lot of activities to do at this press conference.
Yes.
Yeah, let's take you.
Aji, can you assure the media that you will allow us to be there tomorrow when you are doing the search?
Okay, if the need be it, we will call you to be present, but this is a security operation that is going on. We do not want it to be a Facebook thing. This is national security concern. This is no joke. The press will be notified as we go on with the investigation. Thank you.
Okay, so we'll leave all of the rest of your questions because we have other activities. Drilling into our conference room. So
Thank you
please
for
follow
following.
us.
We are moving to where
Oh yeah, open the door now.
Give me a view of postage.
Can we discuss?
I want to see you last
No fio. Eu vou virar o meu.
this are
firearms, some of these ammunitions that were confiscated by the
Don't touch, please. Hold on, just don't touch, please. Do not touch any of those devices. So like we told you, like the Inspector General told you, you must go through here to see this catch of arms and ammunition. So now, we turn over to the Inspector General to bring it.
Take time.
Please cease the noise. Allow the journalists to come in. Thank you. You are welcome, sir.
Okay, like I said, previously in my conference room, I told you that we confiscated a type of military firearm that very trained operative can use and destabilize our beloved country. And I'm sure we are not willing to go back to the dark days. So I will call Gagadu, I will call our technicians, Thomas and Gagadu. These are our technicians. They will drill you through to inform me as to what kind of weapon is on the table, and you can ask them any question, what the weapon can do, the firepower, and all of that. I mean, these are our experts to drill you through. We separated these arms because they are in different categories. So we didn't want to put them in that one batch. This is why you see them all separated. So they're going to drill you through. So Dakadu and Thomas, it's a mighty drilling through.
Okay, so good evening. I'm Superintendent Dakadu. I'm Superintendent Dakadu. I'm a member of the Emergency Response Unit and a fireman instructor. So as you said, these weapons that you see, once they land in the hands of the wrong guys, it can cause major damage. Major damage. So we'll begin from here. These are all assaulted rounds, 45 rounds, 44 special delicate rounds.
When you say rounds, it means ammunition.
Ammunition. So you see this.
You are not a cat. I mean, if you are not online, please allow me online.
Don't touch, please. Don't touch.
So you see this? This is called hollow point. This round is very dangerous. It enters you. It almost behaves like you see how the mushroom is. It turns all your inner organs. It turns and damages everything. How powerful it is. So these ones are called 5.56 rounds. Most of you see the weapons that ERA use, the M4. These are the rounds. They are also very dangerous. All of these rounds, they are very dangerous, and they have very high stopping power. That is, even if you are wearing bulletproof at a very close range, they take it off totally. We say they cut your light off. We can use that terminology sometimes, right? They cut it off. They are all very dangerous. This rifle is a Chinese-built rifle from China. We call it a shotgun. Break action, you break it, you take 2 rounds at a time. This is a very dangerous rifle. You don't want to play around it. You see this one? What you have on top here? We call it scope. So you can also use it as a snapper rifle. We all know what snapper rifle is, right? We also use it as a snapper rifle. It is very dangerous.
And let me just tell you something. So when you say scope, if you hit the target, it brings the target at a very close range. So if you're just away, based on day, I can bring it closer and hit my target. If I want to hit you in the chest of the mass, with this, I can hit you direct. That's why you need my scope. And bring the target closer.
So you can use a building, you climb on the rooftop or LMB, you can use a building to hit somebody probably at the Capitol building or Broad Street, depending on the range of the weapon.
Okay, you see this our rifle? I need to tell you how powerful it is. So you see here, this equipment, this piece of equipment you have is called flash suppressor. So you can use it in the night. It suppresses the flash. That is, you don't want, once the gun is going to fire in the night, it goes with fire. So it reduces the explosion. So it make it, as I said, make it sit on top of any tall building, and you will use it. You won't even know that someone is on fire. You just see people drop it. They are all very dangerous or military grade weapons. So at this point, I will turn it over to Superintendent Seward. He will continue.
And another thing, before you come in. So this has this scope on it, right? but also it's a night vision goggle scope, meaning that at night time, you still get a clear picture of your target.
And we talk about the 5.56 round that we were talking about. The maximum effective carry range for this round is almost like 300 meters, meaning 3 football field joined together for the round to be effective. You travel that distance and it will destroy the person. It's a very powerful round. So when you go in the wrong user hand, it will cause more problem with it. Honestly speaking. So we move here. We get another pistol called the .22 pistol. They use this round. It's almost like the Beretta pistol for this round. It's a pistol. So for this, the maximum effective range for the pistol round is between 50 to 75 meters. We also have 30 caliber rounds that they destroy. If they want enters a vehicle and enter to the gas tank, it will build the whole vehicle up like a bomb. Poof! You hear that sound? Yes. It's very, very much destructive.
Let me just add on to that. So when he's talking about maximum effective range, right? This weapon may go up to 600 meters. But in order for it to have a deadly impact to kill you, it's 300 meters. So it's a maximum effective range. It means at that range, it still will be deadly. It might go up to 600 meters, but at 300 meters, it can still put you down.
Like for the one in the place, the other one pistol, or we call it .460. It's also powerful. You get hard stopping power. It means if the person was moving towards you from the distance here and they receive a shot, automatically they will cease all their action and it will damage all the major organs in the body. It will tune it apart and just blow you off. So it's a very risky ammunition to play with.
Still not small.
Now for this, what Dagadi was talking about, you can also use it for sniper purpose. And you get a scope that our bossman talking about. This scope will draw you. You can even be standing like almost 4 feet distant. You stand there, the man can be to the other end, and you can use this scope to draw you near. And what's your desired point? You wish to hit you. When you squeeze that trigger, automatically it's going to hit you there. Yeah, that's how powerful it is.
And to add on, the scope for this have a pointing radar. Yeah. So okay, yeah, they have a pointing radar also. That when they point the gun, sometimes they show you see someone point the gun in a red, somebody come on you. Okay, they have this also.
So all of these things you're looking at, they are all scopes. Yeah, so this is the one with the laser. You seen it? No. So once that gets on you, automatically you know that you're already off. Silence. You can see in the movie, right? Yeah.
So on the eye onto it. So what you say is the pointer, right? If your pointer is zero to a weapon, you mount it, it's mounted on a weapon. The reason why you see that you just showing it because it's not mounted on a weapon. But you should have mounted on a weapon like this. But this point here is there when it's zero to that weapon. Wherever it points is where it hits. When the person is a good shooter, when they apply the fundamental weapon marksmanship, the reason why you see the laser. So if you're not a good shooter but you understand marksmanship, I'm going to get a pointer and make it easy for you to hit the target.
So the arm for this particular piece of equipment, the scope, is not a manufactured arm. Like we have ammunitions that are not a manufactured arm. So this is the reason why we say we are still investigating. Probably the arm still be in laboratory. Probably it has not arrived.
So all of this stuff, they are all military grade equipment. This is a scope that you can mount on a weapon. You can also use it in the night. It has a night vision stuff part of it. You can use it in the night as well. These are all binoculars. You can use it, you know, to scan area and all the kind of things that are spies. These are all scopes. These are all military grade stuff. We have handguns.
So let me just get prepared here. So this is not just used to spy. So if I want to hit my target, if you my target, I can use the binocular to actually coordinate my eyes, to actually draw my target, identify my target, to hit you. That's the answer. So it actually narrowed down the target. Yes, sir.
Then this is another AK. AK and AK from Romania. And it's very powerful. Yes. For this, you don't fire automatic. It fires single, so it can be used as a rifle for sniper purpose. You can use it, you can mark it, as you can see, all the attachments, you can attach your scope that we just talked about. Even if you're hiding under the table and they point it at you and they fire, it will penetrate this table and hit you. The penetration power for this is very, very high. So this and this, they are from the C group. And this is the magazine for you. And the magazine capacity is 30 rounds. Wow. 30 rounds. So the two you see it at 60 rounds. And it is possible that you can put 30, another 30 at 90, you tie it with rubber. And then you can use this side when it goes empty, you take the other side, you use it. Or you can finish with a 90 round. So it's very, yeah, it's very, very powerful. And for this, yeah. We move to the M4 round. This is M4. We call it Omega. This M4 is very, very powerful. It uses the 5.56 round. So it gets high penetration power. All the rounds you see, a majority of the rounds, they are for military, for conventional war purpose. It's not just for joke. Silence. Yeah, it's not just for joke. So for this rifle, it can fire 4 automatic. 4 automatic. It means that if you get 30 rounds in here, and you just squeeze the trigger 2 or 3 times, everything empty. You got to change it. Yes, for this. For this, yeah. So you get it's not rifle, not for any law enforcement officer to use it. It's for the military. Because of 4 automatic. Because for us as law enforcement officers, we are there to protect life and property. So we use semi-automatic. Meaning that we just want to stop you from carrying on your action. But for this, it will go 4 automatic. And it will destroy so many people. So many bystanders.
Okay, so the weapons you see up on the side, they were brought in today. All right, we want to do the search at the individual house. Yes, that entire package up, so from what the bottle is up, were brought in today, and these ones were brought in yesterday. So we have to separate it so that you can see it for yourself. Clear? So you will talk about this, the shotgun and the rounds as well.
Yeah. And this is the shotgun. The family name for it is Mossberg. And this shotgun, it uses 2 rounds. The first I will talk about the pellets, the one the hunter can use, the one can spray. The one you can spray when you camp outside. Almost like what the book can kill the animal with. We call it the pellets, yeah. Group attention in like broad English. This is a slug. This is a dangerous one. So for this slug, you can use it for breaching purpose. Meaning that if you get panel door, or iron door, you can't stop the bullet from entering. You use it to breach a door. To breach a door, it means if the door is locked inside, where the kitchen is, we just show it there, and then boom, you shoot it up and down the entire door will fall down. And if you shoot human being here, it will throw the person almost 8 feet. It will turn your way 8 feet, the person fly in the air. So it's very dangerous. This is pump action. Pump action meaning that you load the round into the magazine tube. They want to get a kind of magazine. You get a tube where you put almost like 5 or 6 or 7 rounds. Every time you shoot, boom, you rack it. You shoot, boom, you rack it. So it's very dangerous. So you can use it round for breaching purpose, and you can use it one for group attention. That is to get more people. Yeah. But for the round is very, very risky. We don't play with it.
So as we said, yeah. These ones are called handgun or revolver. It's a see in a cowboy show, right? Yeah, but this one, it has a higher grade. It's also dangerous. Okay? It's also dangerous. So as we said earlier,
my friend and brother, how you doing?
Alhamdulillah, AB life is good, man. I just came from work, but I'm happy to join you.
My brother, what you make of this bullet-proof this confiscations of
Weapons,
military,
ammunitions.
yeah, metal weapons? What do you make of that?
Maybe, the last time I listened to Councillor Tiawan Gongro, he's a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer, I'm just everyday guy. However, those of us that were born doing political agitation and anger, coming from the late 1978 all the way 80, 90, coming on this side, it is a scary moment for Liberia. And in my mind, history continues to repeat itself. That's how I see it. And I wouldn't want to accuse anybody at this point. I'm not a law enforcement person. I do not come from that background. However, I don't think this is a good thing for our country, domestically and internationally. Especially when you have a country and have a government that do not prioritize the interests of the people in terms of development, employment, and unemployment. The government virtually doesn't address anything. So again, we will say it will sound like a repetition, but that is what it is. Maybe I can tell you for sure. Those of us that read political science and the science of governance, and told government of Liberia can be much more responsible and accountable to its stewardship and to its people on the basis of policy, on the basis of good governance, and on the basis of integrity and honesty in public service. This thing will not stop. We saw other governments in the past creating the same kind of scenario to appear to the international community that other people were hunting them. And we are not saying that's what the Just Real government is doing. I'm not saying that, but we saw other government did it. Okay, so number one. Number two, it has been alleged, I want to say that because I'm not in the minds of the police people, that the container came from United States and the prime suspect is right now in Texas, United States. That's good news. But in addition to that, this is my first time in my lifetime as an adult that back to back, according to the director of police, Patrick Sudu, that the United States intelligence is the one that helping them to do everything they are doing, including the confiscation of a cocaine drug worth over 100 million a few weeks ago from the same Freeport. Over 100 million. This is 100,000. This is the first time in my lifetime as an adult that I heard government of Liberia through police with the help of United States intelligence confiscated a cocaine hardcore drug worth over 100 million. Few weeks later, the same Freeport of Monrovia, they are confiscated this amount of weapons. So I don't know the security implication that the police will do what they did today is scary anybody. Maybe for God in heaven's sake, and our audience, knowing our history, 14 years war, majority of the young people, in fact, according to leaders, whether we trust them or not, international community has signed on that Liberia is a useful country, meaning the young people are more than the older folks. And that majority of young people, up to 90 to 98% are not employed. And you displace these war-style weapons.
I'm telling you.
It display. And you're telling us the danger that surround these weapons.
And the police people, the police director also make her to understand that this number of weapons, if it fall in the wrong hands, those folks could destabilize the entire country. That's what he said. I'm quoting him. My people, am I get me wrong? So it's a scary moment. It's a scary moment. Number 3, Maybe I'm so glad God first. My parents are in Liberia. I wish I had the opportunity to bring everybody to America. I would do it. Because that country not safe. The silence of the gun doesn't mean the country has peace. The behavior of the government and the president is the one that motivating this behavior. It's act. The security people, those are in the position of security to advise the government, especially the useless president George Weah, in terms of governance. I think they need to double up because everything the police doing today, they did it before. They had checkpoints from Banga to Zozo, from Zozo to Vonjama, from Vonjama to Kolahun, from Kolahun to Foya. They had immigration and joint security checkpoint all over the place. Okay? NPFL King, they enter. Yidimbo K King, they enter. Yidimbo J King, they enter. Law Forces King, they enter. Model King, they enter. Everybody enter. Police director said America is helping them. American intelligence helping them. But this is the very America when the ambassadors speak about bad behavior, bad governance that motivate this kind of behavior or this act, they want to protest against the American ambassador. So imagine American intelligence is not helping us. Imagine what will happen. They will overrun the police. What can the police do? Does the AFL reach 1,005 human beings? No, they don't reach. Do they have the necessary equipment? No. But probably people are not going to Buto again. They're not going to Bummy Hill. They're not going to Lofa County to get started. Probably they will start in Morovia. And that's making it scary. Because the police director himself describing some of these weapons as what? Snappers. Where somebody can sit on top of a building and just pick up somebody. Maybe. Imagine that thing. So the only thing I gotta say, I do not support any insurrection, any subverted activity against our people, but the government behavior is responsible. And let me tell you something. You and I might have the motivation to come from pushing our cartoon. We sit down here to educate our people. We talk, intellectualize the issues. The other people are not going to intellectualize the issue because we saw it before.
No.
What Samuel Kanyado did, I was just talking with somebody, right? A female. I'm not going to call their name. Just on the friendly conversation. Quote unquote, she comes from Congo background. And she was truthful though. She was very, very truthful with the conversation. She said her great-great-parent king, they didn't treat the people good. Because they were mistreated here in America. So they took that same mentality to Liberia and mistreated the people, the indigenous people. However, they did not only mistreat them, but they allowed them to sit down and they sold their land for smoked fish and tobaccos. But that was not a good thing though. So at the end of the day, the indigenous said they want their country. So they gave the country to them, 1980 by force, and killed a lot of them. So somebody from inside their group, the king, and they took the country back. But again, the country gone back to the country people. Now, Animal Farm is better. That's what that lady told me on the phone a few minutes ago. Say, but the good news is the Congo people are not problem any longer. The country people themselves now, they are the problem against country people. And that's true, Abby, when you look at the history. When you look at the history, that's true. Why in the first place that the government will not take any cue from our past? Why? Why should we even be where we are? Every everything has been politicized now in Liberia. They politicize security, they politicize health, they politicize education, they politicize investment, they politicize everything, and the religion allows it too. The president ready and go to kangaroo church and go use useless words that don't motivate anybody to deal with us as a people, as a government, and as a country. Who you all responsible for this?
Okay.
Who you all responsible for this? They want to start to arrest certain people in the opposition? Then they need to check themselves out. What are they doing? All the buck-on young people who are in disarray. They don't have no educational material to the school that they go into. They ain't got no job. They are not even rehabilitated. Those are for the war. Nothing. The Arrow component, UN did not do that. What is the government doing to ask UN to help them? But they say everything is good, right? Because they're stealing everybody's money. I'll stop it there. For now.
Francis, you know, I just scary right now for the fact that the police, that when I'm saying that the police are not well trained, some of you guys can come, you'll be insulting me. But this is a clear indication that our police are not trained. For God in heaven's sake, you display these weapons.
And you stop that, you describe that. Yeah, you describe their strength.
And then you tell all their strength what this weapon can do. What the bullet of that weapon can do. You not only stop there. You went ahead to go touch this weapon. You went there to go touch it with a bare without glove. You went there to go touch these weapons, these ammunitions, then with your bare hand without glove. But you tell the journalists that they should not touch it. You tell the journalists that they should not touch it. But then you touching it without glove on your hands. And then you telling me that I should sit down to listen to Patrick Sulu. You telling me that I should sit down to listen to that label. Our country, that's the reason why for me, when I come here, I continue to say that Liberia is a place. Because in a country, nobody will see these weapons. In a country wherein this weapon was confiscated, nobody will see it. Maybe, probably people will just hear about it.
Especially a country that have a history of war, 14 years straight.
And then you when you display the weapons, displaying then telling us the side effects. How the other bullet when you inside, when you under the table, when you inside the bullet can take you out. That's what's wrong.
And you even tell you some of the bullet they can use to dismantle bulletproof vehicle, bulletproof door or gate. Yeah. So you telling the criminal what they can do? But do you know how many of these they got? You don't know. Now another scary thing the director of police said that they're gonna be carrying a lot of search and seizure.
Yeah, they'll be
carrying search and seizure another plane
tomorrow.
Then you already made the criminal to be in their own position.
Man, this is to show that our police, they don't know shit. I said that. Our police does not know shit. First of all, First of all, I don't want to
It gone
believe.
Facebook already. It gone all. The whole world got it.
First
We
of
shall the
all-
investor will see
first-
this and go
first-
to Liberia.
First of all, we're coming to that. First of all, I don't want to believe that this container left from Liberia. Left from the US. I don't want to believe that. Because every container that live in this country, the container will be scanned. Every container that live in this country, I'm not talking about China and Dubai and other places, but any container that living from this country, that container will be scanned before it can be put on the ship. If anything is inside,
And not supposed to be inside.
that not supposed to be
Alright.
inside, that container will not be sent. And then people are telling me that people, yes, that is true. But as soon as 30 days, those things happens. In the past, people will come to come beg for settlements, to ally that people are against them, to ally that people are against them, so that the international community may feel for them and be able to
have
deploy,
sympathy on that.
have sympathy. This is scareable, and I don't want to believe that this, in fact, that the man saying that the person has sent it, the person from the USA, but you don't know the person's last name. The person has sent it. You say you don't know the person's last name, but you having people there on the ground who know that man, and then the person could not tell you that man name.
But ABO, based on what I know, every single container that get on the ship has something they call manifest.
Mm-hmm.
That manifest there indicate exactly
what is in
that container, who is the owner, full name, telephone number, everything there. So it is not possible for anybody to ship a container and that container will not have a manifest. It is that manifest the ship owner go by to identify the container and to identify the country of destination. So that is not even true. But more to that, the police director said they arrested the container, they have not opened it yet. Then I think one journalist from one of those radio stations asked, excuse me, like, are you guys going to invite us when you're ready to open the container? They said, the police director said, excuse me, I'm quoting here, I'm trying to be a little careful. He said it's a sensitive security matter. So if the need be, they might, but he's not too sure they will invite the journalists there. But hold on a minute. What's going to be more sensitive than what they did today? What is going to be more sensitive than what they did today? When they display these weapons, they display the ammunitions, and they had 3 people there telling us, the Liberian people in and outside of Liberia, the strength of each weapon and the strength of each bullet. So what more are you going to see in that container going to be more than that? Is it the mortar? It's a shame.
Then they're saying that we making it for investors to not going to that country.
Every single reason why investors are now going to Liberia, it has been caused and continue to be caused by George Weah and his government. They're not us.
I'm telling you.
They're not us. We just giving it the same way they give it to us.
That's how
we bringing it to you through our own platform. That's it. We're not doing anything with it. And you decide what to tell about AB. I would suggest that we open a line earlier tonight. Let's hear what Liberian people will say.
Okay. Keep your call coming out on 610-520-1016. Once more, 610-520-1016. Once more, you can call us on this number on 267-938-2801. Or you can better call us on your WhatsApp on 215-266-6509. That is the number to call and to be part of the Magnificent Abraka Talk Show. You know, they continue to say that no investor coming. But an investor will see this kind of behavior. They kind of think. What is the name and where are you calling out from?
Yeah, good morning from my end. How are you, AB and Francis?
We're doing all right.
I joined you from India as a Liberian student.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'm actually glad this is my very first time calling on the show. What I've been displayed since I think 2 days or yesterday is scary, especially where you see trained officers playing with weapons in the public in a kind of a form and manner. I think if you want to investigate,
Without wearing glove, without wearing glove,
without wearing gloves is scary, you know.
With a
Then,
band. Yeah.
so how will you determine who brought a gun in the country and who are responsible for this weapon? Are you wearing glove and display them? You only having single glove in one hand, but you display the weapon and you play the entire team and the press corps is too much in the room. Everybody playing with the weapon at the same time. So who do we shift the blame to tomorrow in terms of Florence on this weapon? So it's carrying on a serious note. It's carrying. AB, it's carrying, Brother Francis, to be sincere.
Thank you.
But caller, before you go, the issue of fluency is already defeated. The purpose of forensic analysis is already defeated. Because they already damaged the crime scene. They already damaged. So,
you have any caller there?
Not yet.
I keep your call coming out on 267 938 2801, or you can keep us calling us on 610 520 1016. Once more, 610 520 1016. Or you can better call us on 215 266 6509. That is the number to call to be part of the Manessa Nabraka talk show. Now, Francis, look, this government is not logical, or this government is not sensible enough. What the fuck wrong with this government, with this Josh Ria-led government, that they will be displaying such weapons and be telling us what the weapon they can do?
AB, Minister Alvin P is calling, but he called on my private number. I don't know whether I can answer him. Let me see.
Yeah, all right.
Minister Alvin P, am I calling a private number, or you want to contribute to our conversation tonight?
We're not getting.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You know, for me, this is just scary, and this should not be taken lightly. This should not be taken lightly. Let me call Alvin P here. This should not be taken lightly. This should not be taken lightly. Alvin, how you doing?
This should not be taken lightly. Hey, brother AB.
You are live on the Manessa Nabraka talk show.
Yeah, thank you. I'm doing great. I bless God for the opportunity. It just, it's amazing. When I saw this thing here, brother AB, the whole weaponry team, my whole body was shaking. I called my mother today and told her, I said, I want you to get your passport ready. Because the way I'm looking at things, we are about to
few seconds for the other caller to get done, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
We will soon send you to Ghana. It's so scary, AB. I'm telling you. It's so scary.
It's so scary.
For a small country like Liberia. But the thing that broke my heart the most, you see America here, when the people confiscate this kind of weaponry, they just give a little prep briefing, there was XYZ weapon we collected, and we're going to get people who specialize in these things there, to take over and stuff. But these guys were there giving detailed information about the effectiveness of the rifle. That's what scared me the most. Why give all the detailed information about the assault rifle? Okay, we collected some assault rifle and we're going to, follow the lead and see who's responsible for it to bring the people to book. Press ask one or two questions. You know, you just give the surface of the whole thing and call it a day. But this man then was standing over there giving detailed information to people. How it's like to say they were tutoring people how to use the weapon.
I'm telling you.
Eh?
They were having
Then at the
tutorial.
shocking part of the whole thing, Patrick Sulu telling the press say they got a warehouse that they have not finished searching yet. After they have finished going the whole free tuition to somebody who is maybe somebody somewhere who have a weapon somewhere who might. You saying that you're having searched the whole place yet, but then you already have given detail about the effectiveness of the weapon, what the weapon can do. But then you said tomorrow you're going to go to a warehouse where you suspected they're remote. So why are you giving all the detailed information? You think if somebody's weapon was kept somewhere else, the people there will be there waiting for you to come and take the rest of them?
Thank you, Alvin. Thank you.
Yeah, we got another caller here.
Man.
Yeah. Go ahead, Francis.
All right, caller, go right ahead.
Yeah, Francis is Brooklyn.
Okay.
From Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
And nice being with you guys. I was listening to what all you guys been saying. You know, we are in trouble.
Serious
they
trouble.
Think that they are fearing, or opposition are fearing investor, while they are the one that fearing investor. If you want to plan something, there's a way to plan it properly. But the police and other people, they never do criminal investigation properly. How will you go up? There's something that you're trying to investigate to find the criminal of the act. Then you go in gun with your bare hand. There's another one. Look at the serial number of the gun. Forget about identifying individuals. You have more concerns about identifying individuals than how the gun came about, where they come from, which country. And you know, you have to really go through investigation before you come on social media before you say something. Election is near. They are only doing this in order to involve opposition to reduce their voice. And it will not happen because they don't know what to plan. If not, if you want to plan or something, you should plan it properly. For what we are hearing, we will know where this gun was made. That is the first thing. Because we know that if it is made in China or it is made in America, how they can begin to get what they will get to know. But I only think this to be a means to inform opposition. At the end of the day, you know, people always say, if you hold a rope, the rope will hold a bush. You'll get to know the end of the day. There will be people involved in this that they are not to be involved because why? They are intent. And in criminal investigation, you have to look at the intent.
The intent, yeah.
Before the guilty mind here. The guilty eye and the guilty mind. The guilty mind and the guilty eye establish that make a crime. But if people don't know how to play their game, at the end of the day, they will go against themselves. Americans will be involved in this investigation. Believe me or not, they will come out with their own ruling that this is like this because they is fearful. These are all my rapport. You don't take it to be led. And you know, it is really, really fearful. And they know that they are already doing harm to themselves because you cannot just take and be playing with it where you want to carry on investigation. How will you carry on investigation if you already destroying your investigation? So we pray that God do everything for us good for that country.
We've been praising JJ Robert time, but we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing. The Bible says faith without work is a dead faith. So how long are we going to pray? We saw the women doing charity and sitting at that FG Shaka there. We've been praying. We got so many churches. But then what's going on? Even the president can go to church and go preach. But we're doing something different.
Okay.
You guys thank very well for the discussion. And it's a nice discussion.
Okay.
Thank you guys.
All right, my brother. Thank you.
I have
If you got
another
another
caller.
caller
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
okay, go ahead from there. I got another caller
Oh,
here.
caller, what is your name and where are you calling out from?
Good evening, Eddie. How are you?
I'm doing quite okay.
My name is Gerald Cummins.
Mr. Cummins, how you doing?
I'm doing great. And you? Good evening, Francis.
Yeah, how you doing, big brother? We yell.
You know, Eddie, this is a disturbing news.
Very disturbing.
But, you know, for some of us, when I saw the entire news article, I was looking for the video. And so I went on the police Facebook page to look at the video. What I did first was to copy the video so that tomorrow they can take it down. Because I know the Americans will get involved. But when you look at the video, right, then you want to go back to Flanzaminton, the days of Flanzaminton.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go back to the days of the late General Thomas Kuwonkwang. Then you want to go back to the days of the late Charles Julu. Then you sit down to kind of analyze things for yourself. One, what is the motive behind all of this? With just barely 11 months to go to the election, what is the motive? Who's behind this? And looking at the porous nature of our borders, who would be so brave to pass arm and ammunition through the free port of Monrovia and saying that that weapon came from the U.S.? I mean, I've worked in shipping before. Nothing that will go through a point of entry or shipping process that people will not scan. Even if you're traveling through the airport,
They scan you, right?
they scan you. The equipment can see as far as your bone. As far as your bone.
To make sure you got
Then
down
you know the key error that they was to start taking those weapons and giving narrative.
That was
So
scary.
I went to the video of the late Flanzaminton. Yes, the 50 caliber was displayed. But no, you look at that video. If I publish that video, you watch the video, no military officer touched the 50 caliber. Flanzaminton standing there in his brief with a paper, with journalists interviewing him. So, and then when you look at it, looking at this critical time, then you want to go back to what happened to the late Robert Phillips, who Emmett Hammer lied on. That led to Robert Phillips' death. It was during an election season that Robert Phillips was.
What are coming to you just wrong?
Story very well is Emmanuel Shaw, who's now an advisor to the president. So I want to be telling this president that, look, whatever game that is in play, we got to be careful, because this game led to serious crisis in this country. And this is the reason why I'm calling on the church, the pastors, the imams, the students, taxi driver, everybody, wake up. This is a wake-up call. This is a wake-up call. We ain't got 1,500 peacekeepers in the country again. Our borders are porous. The Sierra Leoneans preparing for the election process as we speak. In the north, in Nigeria, Boko Haram giving the poor hard time. In the south, they're doing the same thing. In the Biafra regime, in Terrain, the people there having serious problem. But Nigeria going to presidential election next month. Ghana got their own economic crisis. They have already got their own thing going on. The Guineans preparing for transition. AB, God forbid, man, something happened in Liberia today. with the proliferation of zogos or ghettos in our country,
Or employ you.
you know, something bad will happen.
Thank you.
Francis said, we pray, but we need, yeah, we pray. I love what you alluded to earlier on that our mothers from witness sat at the airfield, they pray. But yes, probably maybe because we're praying, probably maybe because some of our faithful imams and pastors are praying. That's why we're seeing all these things. The way the play, you can tell that the person who set the gallows to hang somebody got to be careful before the gallows hang them.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
You get caught on there?
I said I call them back.
Okay. Okay, call
You want me to call them back?
Yeah. You can keep your call coming out on 267 938 2801, or you can call us on 610 520 1016. Or you can better call us on 265 267 938 2801.
Since I did, I called you guys already.
Oh, you already called. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Thank you.
A quarter or quarter minute, let me call him back. Hello.
Oh.
Yeah, hello.
Hello?
What is your name and where are you calling on from?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, you are live.
Okay, yeah, man. Thank you for the show, AB. Yeah, there are some key issues with this here. Normally,
My brother, you are talking to us or you talking to your phone?
I'm talking to you.
Okay.
Can you hear me clear?
Yeah, I can hear you clear now.
I said such an issue when it happened and the police is going to brief brief the public. The information the police gave, those discrete information, the police normally don't give it. Because what it seems to me that the police guy will be telling precisely what all those rounds are used for and the guns are used for. That was a pure advertisement for the armed robber to come and buy it. Don't be surprised that those guns, those buckshots, the precise one that he said, look, that one can bring Joe down. It was a call to the chief of armed robber who got something for your here to come back because it arrived. It was not done, it was done intentionally to pass a message. And you guys, they know where the guns come from. Because I saw the photo of the gun and those great totes that the guns were in, those totes are Lowe's Home Improvement brand of totes. I myself, I bought some of those totes from Lowe's to do laundry. So the thing coming from America, yeah, they know. And they were not aware. I think somebody, maybe one of the ambassadors around, hinted them about the container. So you see that when I tell some people I don't want to go back Liberia, they say, oh, that your home, that your home. But this government, if the people don't vote them out, they are heading for disaster, trouble. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, I got a caller here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Drew?
Yeah.
Yeah, go right ahead. You are on.
Yeah, Mr. President, what I wanted to say, since we are guys the power, we have been saying that the diaspora Liberians have been threatening everything. Every time when they talk about war on the cross code, you will see we war in the country. Now we are close to election. You see this thing happening, what will happen if Big Brother do not get involved in it? Because this is pointing at the opposition, and not only the opposition, but also the citizens of the country, trying to scare the citizens of the country so the people can vote for him. Because he told the people out there against him. So he will do everything in his power to provoke violence in the country.
So he can use it as a way to stay in power, right?
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah, so he can stay in power. That's what he's doing. For me, I'm not scared. I'm not going to buy. I'm not scared what he's doing. I know that he tricked. What are his tricks? He taking from out of his book. He's throwing it out here early. He's doing it in January. Because you know the election is sometime in September, right?
No, October 10,
Yeah,
2023.
in October. So he's trying to create chaos in the country. That's what he's doing now. Until the United States can step in and continue to warn this we have men, all the opposition, they can say that this is like a podcast, and we have continued to do tricks out of his book. He's doing it early so it can make it look like, it can make it look like, that the opposition or that party in the country trying to do that. No. Why did it happen 5 years ago? All of a sudden, time of election, it's closing back there and happening. So you have to watch out. We have to bring another one. After the incident, another incident will happen.
But they already told that they are not even such a continuity. Maybe the guy enough in there, and they're going to tell her again the strength of those weapons.
Not only that, they're trying to spread it around the country so they can say, yes, the opposition spread around the country. That's exactly what the police chief is saying, that, we went to other house and we found the gun there, and then we'll check another house. They are spreading the gun around.
Thank you.
Remember 1989, when Mother said they carried war in Liberia, why they didn't pass through Freeport to go attack those? But they passed through the forest. So opposition, that's stupid to pass through Freeport to come over to bring guns in Moreover to catch up.
In the baskets. Yeah, government put. Government Freeport.
Yeah?
I said government Freeport, that is how they will pass a weapon to come for it.
And I bet you go pass on there, even if I was criminal, I was seeing the police people standing there. I'll carry gun there to go around people. It made any sense to you? It made no sense to anybody. We are only doing it to scare the citizens of the country so that people can vote for you, so you can stay in power. Because when you create chaos in the country, the people will be scared.
Every morning.
And if you don't agree, people have it already scared.
Yeah.
You know that. So thank you for the call.
Okay.
All right, Jimmy. Yeah.
All
right, Jimmy. Thank you.
On the line. Brother Lawrence, go ahead.
Thank you, Ebi. I think
we got our own sister.
there's one of the beautiful shows. I can go ahead now.
Yeah,
I hear somebody talking. Okay, thank you. So I think few things happening that we need to pay attention to. I think the level of information released by the police is too much for the consumption of the public. The detailed information is something that cannot be comprehended. But one thing I want to ask, and maybe all of us should be asking, is to what level, where did our gun pass, those gun rather pass, to get into a container? No scanning took place, or is it a box by the diplomatic corps that could not be scanned by the government of the US at the Freeport, and then came to Liberia, and then all of a sudden the police, the intelligence, I'm putting that in inverted comma, the intelligence picked it up, and then now it becomes things. I think we need to be careful as a state. We need to pay close attention to it. And then yesterday, the media asked a question, and that the police director said, look, the first question they asked was, if you open the container, will you invite the media? If you're giving these details, then I see no reason now why you hiding or trying to say there's a national security issue. Then invite the media to be there, that you open the box, the container, and go through it, because you've gone to us about the rounds, what they can do, the ranges, and you're talking about the millimeters, you're talking about the level at which snappers can use this. I think the details is too much. I think this is concerning. And this is my point. Every time people say civil society not speaking, but the Liberian National Bar Association is one of our critical issues in the country. Most of the lawyers are politicians rather than becoming a smart, critical voice in the country. They all will wait when the issue blows off, then they come up to have their voices. It will be late. The Liberian National Bar Association needs to speak now. They need to become critical voices. The interreligious council should not only be there to pray, they need to also be there to advise as a early warning sign so that we don't only be there to react, but we can also be there to prevent. And I also think that where we are, the last time, you guys are on our side, but the last time the Zogo then got angry, they got on the street,
Yeah, they kill.
they started using.
They kill some of them. Yeah.
Yeah. So there is a critical mass of anger in people in this country, and it is hurting to the state. But what we all need to pay attention to, for me, it's not about it. We need to ask a lot of questions. Is this scaremongering tactics? Is it that opposition at this point will be bringing gun when they are critical and downplaying of the government? Is it that the strength of the Liberian people cannot also be patient now, so somebody is bringing gun? A lot of things. For me, there was a lot of unanswered questions when I listened to the press, but I think what the diaspora need to do as well. There's a history of there are a few people in the diaspora who might, I'm putting that in inverted commas as well, who might, because over the time, this is why we're calling for the War and Economic Crimes Court. People in the diaspora who support bad things in this country.
I'm telling you.
This also needs to stop. It also needs to stop because whilst we are being critical and raising voices on the government, we need to raise voice on people in the diaspora as well who just angry. We all can be angry. People need to be sober so that our judgments are clear. And by diaspora here, I'm not only saying people in the US, I'm saying people also in Europe and other areas. Because if you think things that they will happen in the country, then there should be network. So for me, I think what we need to build is get to the national security and ask them, since you give us this enough information, open the box in the view of the public so that we can see and be critical now that if you're moving, doing house-to-house search, we are sure that there are no sinister motive, there are no hidden agenda, so that we all understand that this is being done in detail. Because I don't see now, why is this now a national security issue when the details of the arm and the ammunition, everything has been laid out to us. So for me, I think it has crossed national security issue. Now it becomes a public consumption of information.
Thank you.
So thanks, guys. I think you guys are doing amazing. Thanks, guys. I think you guys are doing amazing.
Thank you.
Let's keep up the good work.
Thank you.
All right.
Francis, go ahead.
All right, Tamando, go right ahead. Sorry for the wait.
Hi guys, good evening, happy New
Yeah,
Year.
good morning.
Yeah, hold on.
Before I
Yeah, this Mohammed Kamara from United.
I want to say there are Zogos in clean clothes in Liberia, in coat suits. The entire or half, if not more than half of the country is suffering from PTSD. Let's not forget that. I have so many questions about this whole guns or weapons that was his issue. Now, Patrick Sue, according to him, they had gone to Broadville already and recovered some guns or ammunition, whatever they call it. So that means this person who sent the gun is not the first time. So the first batch of guns slipped through Freeport. According to them, this person is in America, Texas.
Yeah.
Now my question is, how do they know this person is in America, Texas? Is it because of the name on the barrel? Did they check the manifest? How many port of calls did that container went to before reaching to Liberia? How many manifests can confirm that this gun was in here, or these containers were in here with guns on those totes and stuff? So if you're accusing somebody in America, what happened to the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol? What happened to do that? Where did all these people go? What did they do? Because it is their job. When I'm sending stuff to Liberia, AB, or Francis, they tell me to list that's in my barrel. Because they go through everything.
I'm telling you.
When you go into the airport, TF is scanning you. You get water bottle that you get it more than 30 ounces. They take it from there. So what went wrong? This person in question, what's the intent? Is there a bigger conspiracy going on that we don't know? When the defense minister said people were calling on him to overthrow the government, was he questioned more? Who are these people? Do they have a connection to these weapons? This person that the Queen sent the weapons to Liberia, is he an American citizen now? Can he be extradited? Will he be held accountable?
I'm sorry, the person you were trying to reach.
There's so much questions surrounding this whole weapon seizure. Every other thing you can, for the president, everybody to see. Why is this a secret? I don't even want to talk about the forensic, about the weapon. When they were taking the weapon from Broadway in the city, they were testing it. Fingerprint, dead. Forget that thing. DNA mixed up. They carry it to the LNP headquarters. Do you see the amount of people that were in there? Do you know that all those people's DNA somehow were mixed up and intertwined with everything over there that you will not be able to locate who touched that gun at what point when it was passed and all that type of stuff? Why is the Liberian government so inept? Why do we discuss national issues on the pulpit? This is the time after we're not supposed to come and say, no weapon formed against the LNP will prosper. That is not how you're supposed to come. But where is the Liberian Council of Churches? Where are all these other people? Well, we're waiting for a call. They can stand behind the microphone to answer questions from the Liberian people. But he goes in the church where he knows he has power. He's comfortable. That's where he goes to say whatever he wants to say because he knows he will not be questioned. Look at the ineptitude displayed by Patrick Sulu today.
I'm telling you.
That seizure was something that he could have just come up with a PowerPoint presentation, call all those people, create a conference room, mount their microphone. 7 AR-15 was seized today. This was seized today. With the number of traumas still in the country, ranging from the civil war that we endure, the display of those guns. Do you know what it costs the people that watch those videos today?
Oh.
What? But at the end of the day, Amy, I always tell people Liberia will start getting better from 2029. This 2023, let's leave it. That benchmark. 2029 is when we will start fixing the country. Because everything is politicized in the country. Every single thing. The people that are supposed to defend us, they don't defend us. Because if it doesn't work for them, it doesn't work for anybody else. If it's about their friends or their family, it's good. But if that same thing happens to someone else, it's something bad. Over the last few months, you notice that there have been so many possessions of illegal weapons in the country. So many possessions of illegal weapons. What is going on with our border? What do we need to do? There is no form of accountability. None whatsoever. Lack of training. It's so frustrating because when you tell people you're from Liberia, they say, that country there, just sit down. Like, how do we make this right?
Yep.
Anyway, I
Thank you, my sister.
I can't go on more. You guys have a wonderful night.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for your contribution. That was powerful. Yeah, we got. Do you have another caller there, AB?
No.
Yeah, other folks been calling. Let me just see whether I can call them back. They was a pro. Everybody like, yeah, I couldn't take.
No, but you can take two calls. You can take 2 calls on that phone. You just put a person on stuff.
Alright, the other caller already calling back. Yeah, hello caller. What is your name? Where are you calling us from?
Hello, Happy New Year, Amy and Francis, Younger.
Oh, Sister Younger, how you doing? Happy New Year to you too.
I'm good, thank you. I'm listening to the show, and I think it's about time to summon the chief of staff. The people in that furrow, he said, reach out to him. Maybe it's about time for us to have that conversation with him. I mean, it's coincidental that people in that furrow reach out to him, and then getting guns in the country from out of the country. I think he needs to be summoned.
Yeah. Yeah, you are exactly right.
That is actually a good point, but hopefully the government is not doing covert against itself to put fear in the people, because we saw it yesterday. You listen to a veteran journalist what they did to Faraz Hamilton?
Yeah.
And that was done, if I'm not mistaken, April something 1982. When the military took over.
We also have had government actors that just left the diaspora as well. So if you can't put anything back there.
So that's a lot going on. Maybe Uncle Sam will help. Maybe.
All right.
Thank you, Sister. Yeah, thank you, Sister Younger. Okay, let me call Riverside back.
Sam is calling. Sam, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, AB. How you doing there, my brother?
I'm doing quite okay.
You know, okay. And thanks to my nephew there too. Let me tell you, AB. President his folks had just put him in serious trouble. They took those arms to Liberia. Those arms, it is among those top government officials. AB.
You think so?
No one stupid here. No one wants to go in Liberia with trouble. Show me one country in the world that you see people want overthrow government, or they want to go with war, and then they pass through the port with no amount of arms. Amen, AB, we're not stupid. We all live in a Western world. Though amount of ammunition will not leave any Western country without proper documentation to a well-known government or security firm. We're not stupid here. They accuse the American government of releasing that container. So now, I'm pretty sure the CIA or the American Security Service, the brother picture that they put up, I'm sure they have already contacted that brother, and the government will have to give them enough evidence to prove that those arms came from Liberia. You know, I said something yesterday, President, we saw the war on TV. President, we are not feed the war. We felt the war. We saw the war. The thing, President, we are joking with, it needs to stop. It needs to stop. Oh. That thing here, people doing, Charles Taylor or Western, that where is Taylor today. That's why I say, President, we are not smart. If President we was smart, he would have sat down and looked at the story of President Doe, President Tobo, President Taylor, President Sirleaf, and put himself in check. But President, we are not smart. The same people that fool him, the same story is repeating itself. Anyone that refused to read history is bound to repeat it. The government know among themselves who brought those arms. They are trying to cover up to make it look like someone brought those arms in the country. It coming from opposition or whoever. They need to stop it. Among themselves, if the arm got to the port, let me tell you, if I got someone working the port, you know how to came up. They say when they continue coming, you know the boss and less stealing from the port there. So because the container did not come in the proper way, it did not go through the proper check, through APN terminal and all the other stuff, wherein when a container get owned up, because I shipped to Liberia before, you that get your container, they will call the representative of that container, they will carry it to the APN terminal for you to do inspection, blah, 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 and all those stuff. But then now what they do is that they do inspection on site. Sometimes they take it to your location and inspect the container. But they cannot inspect your container in your absence. But because that container was down and those guys in the port less stealing, they went open the container to steal from in there that had the arm secret leak out. They don't want to say the truth. I got a very, very close friend of mine that was working, that was there, had the information leak out. Yeah. That was how when 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people knew about it now, it could no longer become a secret, the alarm blow. The boss then actually went to open that container to steal from in it. But they actually took the thing from on the side. It did not go through the raffle process. They put it on the side. And the men in that place, as soon as they see something, they want to enter inside to steal. That's how the container information blow off. The people know among themselves who brought that container, why they brought it. All this story they're doing is a cover up. Yesterday, AB, I called a few friends in Liberia. 3 people left the street because of the arms now. The whole country is terrifying. President Weah did not see the war with his naked eyes. He did not see the war. He saw it on TV. We get too many ex-combatants in that country at the moment for you to allow the amount of arms to enter in that country. Imagine no arm the men are using single barrel pistol. Then you give them the kind of military assault rifle. You know what you're playing with in our country? They seen rope that can hang baboon, can hang monkey with President Weah. They seen monkey rope that can hang monkey, can hang baboon. He needs to remember that. Those arms then getting in the streets. Me, I even afraid now if some government officials now start taking their own share. Because CDC, my man bring that thing here, man, that how they will start sharing their among themselves. So the people need to make sure the American embassy, the UN, they need to make sure they seize those arms from our government. Those are not legal purchase arms by the military. At the moment, no sound government. Even so now I see police carrying rifle in our country. I said the police not serious. And when they take one police off, and you saw what happened in Douala, the ERU guy went to go arrest those Zogo there. He ran and stopped. The boss then took the arm from him. The beginner was saying if we wanted to shoot anybody, we're going to shoot them, but we just take it, we give it back to the police. Imagine if those guys are going to get angry and exchange fire with the police that your own arm are going to kill them. At this moment, my brother, if we have some government in that country, they will have get police baton and not guns. We still get ex-combatant roaming those streets. I wonder people in that country thinking, the country already have. Then you carry the kind of assault rifles. And when they take one person to get a minute $400, $600, the man will start terrifying that place. So that man could even run away with those arms. And they become armed robber. I wonder people every time they're talking, let me think their peace. This is the only peace. That's why I said Labrador not ready for peace. Because anything you talk about over and over, you're not ready yet for it. But now we should be talking about school, job creation, war in Liberia. Since how many years we fought war? You're still talking about peace, peace, peace. That means there is an existence of war in the country. We're not stupid, AB. President, we need to stop playing with fire. He needs to stop playing with fire. The water that can make a coffee bad red and the water that can overload a jump in for swimming. President, we are the water you're getting in that shadow water. It will make a bad red. The other one part of that opposition, anybody. And let me close on this. I listened to Akara's Gray yesterday. He said something. He said they use their operatives to give Henry Costa the information that he put out and put down. I'm not accusing Costa of anything, but this is what I want to say to Costa. When you lie down with dogs, you wake up with fleas. When you wake up, when you sit down in the sand to play with small children, don't complain when you find sand in your trousers. Henry Costa, you choose to operate with the government covertly. You talking with Weah, you boasting, you talking to the other person. Now, Akara's Gray now start using you, lying on you, that they're using their people to give you information because you want to work with them, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you, AB. In Gizi, they say, that is when you take the stick to throw the worm away. When you chung in the worm, chung the stick behind the worm. Costa, you can't stay inside, you say you're outside. If you decide to be with the government, be with the government. If you're not with the government, they will do anything to tarnish your reputation and to destroy you. And you got to be careful. When I listened to what Akara's Gray was saying yesterday, the propaganda has stopped. And they will use Henry Costa good. Because Liberia politics, people will show you that they don't like you. And then you'll say, oh, we are brothers, we are brothers. My brother, there's no brother in politics. Especially in this generation in Liberia. There's way too many backstabbers. And you hear what Akara's Gray was saying, Henry Costa? The way you in Monrovia, don't watch your back. Don't watch who you talk to. Don't watch who you take information from. Before you know it, Those guys will get you in another big mess. And you see the arms they're talking about, people now posting your picture with the arms that they should ask you questions. You just affiliating with everybody, Costa. You got to be careful, my brother. You got to be very, very careful. Not every oil you can eat with dry rest. So all that when you eat it with dry rest, Costa, it will eat your mouth. I end there for now, my brother. Y'all take care.
Thank you.
All right, Riverside Pro, go right ahead. You are on.
Hello?
Yeah. We are ready for you.
Brother Francis, thank you for this. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You are on live.
Okay, thank you for the show. Thank you, AB. Look, I heard about the company when I woke up this morning, but we cannot take anything for granted. There are people out there who say, the government, I heard one of your callers talking about, the man is getting so unpopular. It's just we are so desperate that unpopular that he will say such things. That is totally unbelievable that somebody could say something. If you look in our country over the races between Joseph Waka and Georgia neck to neck, Georgia is not that popular to the extent that you think such a crazy gun stuff like that. Let me tell you. And I saw another lady talking about coming from America, that America gun. Do you know they can, for the president, you can buy as multiple guns you want to buy. My co-worker got overpaid all the boys do with paycheck is buy guns. The only problem that guy had was exporting multiple arms. Exporting arms in huge quantity. That's why he was arrested. But he had right to buy guns. Let me bring your knowledge to the guy called Victor Boo. The guy was arrested. They had a strong network. You know that Victor Boo had over 60 planes. And this man even worked with the United States government to deliver supplies in Afghanistan. He worked with UN to deliver supplies. He was using those supplies. He had a network. Those same planes, they were transporting guns. Somebody said, why they pass it going through the border? Go and do research on Victor Boo. Some of the men going landed in Freeport in Sierra Leone, Port in Congo, not even in the interior, not even look at poor thing. It landed right in the city. They may have a strong network. No people shouldn't stay there and say, how possible that one land to Freeport? It's possible. They got strong network. Those UN thing that you talking about, the UN continue and thing that coming. How do you think Victor Boo for years upon years? They may smoke going in that country. You see play with United Nations local on it. How do you think those things work? People should wake up and have sense. Don't just sit down and say everything has been political. Don't we are doing. That's why.
But Pro, I have question for you. Few questions, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Bro.
I don't know how long you've been in America. I've been here 12 years. Through all the war I was in Liberia, I only succeeded going to 2 countries, right? I went to Guinea, I went to Sierra Leone, and went way back, okay?
Yep.
Do you remember the death of Francois Massacre? During Charles at that time?
Yeah, I heard about it.
You remember what Charles government said about that? That the dissident forces killed the man, but they got the helicopter back to Monrovia. You remember that?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. One question. Number 2 question. Do you remember about Jotted and death when they were crying for help at the airport, Rabat International Airport?
Yep.
You remember that, right?
Okay. Yeah, I remember.
Okay. All right. Good job. Now you listen to our seasoned journalist. He lives right here, I think Jamestown or Fargo, right around the corner, Bracumis. My brother, we having a bad history when it comes to this gun and war business. There are people who are licensed here under Second Amendment. They can buy a gun and fill out their basement. We get it. Under the Second Amendment, myself, if I want to, I can do it. Yeah. But to transport guns and ammunition to another country that came from 14 years civil war, that do not have Second Amendment kind of right. 1, 2, for our police force to give us the level of details they gave us, considering the Ara components, considering the unemployment of majority of the young people that make up majority of our country, my brother, it's scary. All of y'all can defend your government any kind of way y'all want to do it. But me are scary for my old people there. People, government actors, I say they say, government actors create a condition the citizens to believe them. They brought down helicopter, they bring it, and they pay for it with taxpayer money. I saw that in Liberia. And let me tell you something, this is my personal opinion, okay? I would even prefer Samuel Kanyadu. I would prefer Charles Taylor. You know why? These two leaders came with AK-47 and bazooka. We knew them already. And they could say what they wanted to do. Okay? George Weah is not like that. George Weah is the most dirtiest, I can tell you, ugliest, ungrateful, lack of gratitude in all form and manner. Even if you love into somebody, Riverside Pro, or your best friend, people that don't talk, and they found a way to hide behind to talk, forget about your president, Joe Weah. Be scared of them. The day something come up from them, my brother, you'll be surprised. The fact that George Weah does not come from any background that we know, when it comes to gun business, when it comes to war, when it comes to hardcore political sophistication, and he is doing what he's doing, he's a West person because we don't know him. And that's scary. To have this from the Freeport, man, my brother, thank you for the call. No, go ahead if you want to conclude.
Let me close.
Yeah, close quickly.
Yeah, see, I don't understand your point when you say that the police should not displace the gun. In this country you live, there can be mass shooting in churches, and then they will display all the nation our youth, so the public can be aware. So I don't know why you guys saying, "Oh, why did you?"
Are you comparing America with Liberia? But let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen the police here too? Why our police there today? I mean, yesterday.
It displays going here for a person. I don't see.
They were able to tell. Okay, we have another caller here. Yeah.
All right, Ross Pro, thank you for the call.
Caller, what is the name and where are you calling up from?
Hey, good evening, AB. This is Christopher Tengwe calling from Canada. How you guys doing?
Yeah, Christopher, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, AB. My first question here is that I want to truly know, where was this container empty in Liberia? Was it empty in a port? And if this container was empty in a port, who was the inspector at that time the container was open?
So the container, to answer your first question, the container was not open at the Freeport. The container just arrived, and the container were at the airport. According to some report, the container was placed. The container was not taken to the usual where they can go inspect the container. So the Ghanaians were going to go board that container to enter in it to take stuff because the container was placed alone. So that during that time, this Ghanaian went there to go because they stopped them from the container. How can the Ghanaian manage to see weapons?
So thank you, AB. No one's to pay yet. By the way, I need your baboon picture. You send it to me, please. I love it. So no one's to pay yet. Nobody's to pay yet. I shipped a container. I just free my container in November 18. So what am I saying? Every container that leave from the West, I don't know about America, but Canada, in Canada, any container leaving from Canada, the border services will inspect this container. They must inspect, they will scan it. If there's anything inside or a vehicle, they are not too sure of that vehicle. Even if you miss the VIN number, I don't know about the US, but I'm talking about Canada. Okay? If the VIN is even missing and you have a vehicle in that container that they reported a missing vehicle to border services, that container is not going. They will put that container down and empty it. They will send you the bill, you the shipper. You will pay that bill, $800. So what am I saying? I'm not saying, again, what the government is saying is not true. Because when I listened to Jay Randy show, he said that what all the Inspector General said is true, because what the information came from the American embassy. I don't know. I do not want to dispute the fact. But I do not believe that our container came from the state. Okay? And then there should be a kind of way that is saying it that, we want to trap the attention of the population on this continent to see that we slow the momentum of what's going on in the country right now. Let them focus on the arms to forget about the election commission, forget about the heat up information that is going around. So that's my thought. I don't know other people how they thinking, but to me, trust me, AB, any continent that live in Canada, I don't know about the US. I'll repeat again. That continent will probably be scanned, and then if a vehicle that is missing in Canada reported to border services, that continent will be they'll have to re-inspect that container, and then what will happen? They will do the same thing when you're carrying luggages to Liberia, and they happen to see that there's something inside your luggage they don't like. The border services will again inspect your luggage, and then they will tape it with their tape and say border services inspected this that, and then they will put their log there, and even the container they will put their log there and say border services. So what am I saying? Because they open that container because of security reason. Even in Liberia, AB, if you do not do CTN, you cannot get your container on board. So something wrong with this container, AB. Something wrong with this container. So it should not be like, oh, this guy, these people, no one disputing the fact. But I do not believe. I don't know the security system in the US. I can speak for fact for Canada. I know it happened to me before. It happened to me before for a vehicle I checked. I have to pay $800. So to re-inspect that vehicle, to pay the people that reloaded that container, I have to pay that money. So that is my contribution tonight. I don't know for the US, but for Canada, that's what happened. Nothing fishy will leave Canada to go out of country. Thank you, AB.
Thank you. Francis, we have to close.
Let me do my commercial so my people can see. You didn't talk about your stuff tonight. Yeah, even though we're discussing kind of quote unquote national security sensitive, even though we are not security people, but we are Liberians, at least we're able to bring it to you. Those of you that didn't see it, now you see it. But folks, so Kangoma Multi Services Consulting, immigration and financial type services, including income tax. We are your immigration paperwork consultants here in North Dakota and the surrounding. We kind of work with folks across the country, actually, not only Liberians, but immigrants in general. So if you want to do your citizenship and naturalization application, want to file for your husband, wife, minor children, adult children, brothers and sisters, maybe parents, you want to get your initial green card, or maybe you want to do replacement due to loss, or maybe renewal, adjustment of startups, and I-9 for green card processing and work permit, fiancé visa, student visa, employment-based visa applications, non-immigrant and immigrant visa processing, and affidavit support. Whole lot of stuff here. So our numbers are 267-648-8012, 701-330-4693. Our website address is www.kangomaconsulting.com, www.kangomaconsulting.com. Everything on our website that I talk about, plus more. All right, so Abby, you know what? We are praying, and we need to continue praying, but equally so, we got to start to work a little harder so that we can be talking to people. That country, until folks responsible for carnage against our people for 14 years are held accountable by future government, and for our future government to be a little more reasonable. No society is perfect. No group of people you will find perfect, and no government is perfect. But at least try to do it for the people. Maybe the last time I checked, about 2 million plus human beings, not only Americans, in jail in America. America come number one. About 2 million plus in jail. And guess what? The jail was not built because people will not commit crime. The jailhouse were built because people will commit crime. And everybody should be held accountable for their stewardship, including government officials. We just saw today again, today, day number 3 or 4, if I'm not mistaken, the U.S. Congress have not been able to elect a speaker. They have voted 11 times. Republicans cannot sustain getting the required number to get speaker elected because over 20 Republicans elected disagree with the guy who wants to be speaker, Kevin McCarthy. If this were ever Liberia, our president would have sent our taxpayer dollars there and bribe people to get their interests elected. And these are some of the reasons why we see what we see. The government need to change their behavior. The government need to be better. The government need to obey their own laws. There is no country around the world that I know about. If you know it, let me know. That the ordinary people down there effected a change. It has always been the leaders, the people elected and appointed, either directly or indirectly, that change the life of the people by talking and doing. And using the same rules for everybody, not some people and not certain people. And to politicize everything, including cleaning the garbage from the street, health, malnutrition, hospital, security. Everything is politicized, including religion. We are heading for ugly. And hopefully, our prayer is we should not go back to our dark days because it will be so terrible. Liberia is a useful society according to international people, including UNDP. And majority of that youthful society members, young people, they are unemployed. And some are called Zogos. This is a terrible time, AB, for our country. Hopefully we should not get there. But this kind of weapons fall in the hands of the wrong people, like the police people said, my brother will go into another transition. Some people want to say, thank you for coming here. Let's pray, but we got to try to do. When we pray, we follow. AB, thank you very much. I want to say thank you for the audience.
You're not coming back in here.
I promise I'm going to pay my rent. You see me? That's what I'm working towards.
No, I gave you a first notice. I gave you time to pay it. We gave you a second notice. I gave you time to pay it. 6 months now. You've even gotten a third notice. I'm done. You need to take your stuff and get out and don't come back.
Brittany, please. I'm going to bring my rent. Brittany, please.
Hey, good news. I say nothing is too hard. Nothing is too hard.
I wanted to come to the very, very end of the Magnificent Abraka Talk Show. We'll be here tomorrow, by God's willing. Bye-bye for now.
This work can testify. After 400 years in slavery, God brought them to the promise.